This is Kay with Kay Digital Studio, and today I'm bringing you all a video on how I'm adjusting to online schooling during the whole COVID-19 pandemic. I'm also going to have you all follow me along as I plan for next week. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Because we want to flatten the curve and protect the elderly and immunocompromised, students like me are in this weird online schooling situation. It's like we're on camera and you go to these online classes with people who technically aren't there but are. Anyway, I live for challenges. Taking classes online is something I have done before, but never for a full semester and never at a four-year university, while also trying to get EMT Basics certified. So that's where Notion comes in. I use Notion for a lot of things like tracking my workouts, recording my finances, and entering deadlines for my classes. But I've found it most useful for creating a weekly schedule for these online classes. I use other platforms like Google Calendar to make kind of a weekly routine, but it just seemed easiest and more aesthetically pleasing on Notion itself. This is my overall schedule. I have the gray boxes to depict just kind of everyday tasks for myself, and then I have my classes color-coded. So for example, my Monday and Wednesday classes, or my Monday and Wednesday routine are pretty similar. So Monday, Wednesday, I'll wake up at 8, and then I have like options for myself. So I'll do my skincare possibly, or shower, stretch, make my bed, eat breakfast, get dressed. And then Monday, Wednesday, I have my physics online Zoom course at 9, and so I'll attend my Zoom lecture, I'll take notes during that lecture, complete any assignments if the lecture were to let out early, or if I, for some reason, didn't need to attend the Zoom lecture, as well as do practice problems and study during that block. And then again on Monday, Wednesday, I have my PChem or my physical chemistry Zoom lectures. This is also time for me to take notes, do practice problems, and study during that block. And then from 11 a.m. to 12, I set aside time for me to eat lunch and just relax a bit. And then, as you can see, I have physics again. This is actually a studio like lab setup that I have at my university. And so I attend a physics lab, essentially online Zoom platform again. And so here I'll have my assignments and ask questions, practice problems, study, similarly to the other physics block. But this is time set aside to do my lab portions. And as you can see, that block is pretty long, from 12 to 2:30, so on my computer for quite a while during the day. And so I set aside a block to exercise at 2:30 on Monday, Wednesday, whether that be doing workouts inside my apartment or just going outside, getting fresh air, going on a run, playing tennis, whatever I need to do to move my body essentially during that time. And then Monday, Wednesday, I also set aside time to just work on my apartment, because sometimes with online schooling and just schooling in general, my place gets really messy because I put all of my focus into school and doing my assignments and not my living situation a lot of the time. And that just stresses me out even more. So I did set aside time to do dishes or laundry, clean my cat's litter box, take out the trash, just whatever I need to do around my apartment to feel sane, essentially. So I set aside time for that for an hour, and then moving into the blue box, those are just times I have set aside to work on assignments. This would be like my homework time if I weren't in school, my study time. So that's just to complete any and all homework assignments I have, work on practice problems for any of my classes, finish taking notes for any of my classes, and to study. And then I set aside time for dinner at 5:30. I have another assignment block at 6:30. And then Monday, Wednesday, I set aside free time. I think it's really important to make sure I have free time in my schedule. And so I have that set from 7:30 to 11:30. And so some of the options I have is like relax, go on a walk, watch TV, lay in bed and do nothing, play Sims, because we all know that's super fun. I also set aside time to work on my business, should I want to do it during my free time, draw, color, write, or be lazy. Yeah, and then I want to be in bed by hopefully 11:30, 11:30, so skincare, shower, stretch, unwind. My Tuesday schedule is a little different from Thursday and Friday. Again, I have my wake up block. At 9 a.m. I have an assignment block, do homework, study, catch up. And then at 11, I have my anatomy course, so I'll attend the Zoom lecture, take notes, complete assignments, practice problems, and study as usual. I actually have my lunch set here for 12:15 just because my anatomy lecture runs from 11 to 12:15, and so once that lecture is over, then I can have my lunchtime. Similarly to having a physics lab / studio, I also have a chemistry lab that unfortunately had to move online this semester. And so I have an organic chemistry lecture online, which I attend through Zoom, and I'll just complete assignments for that class during that time. And so that's a 3-hour class, and so around 4 p.m. I'll be able to move into my exercises. So get up, get moving, and then I'll have dinner. And then, unusually enough, because I was working on my EMT certification this semester, this portion of the class got moved online, so I've had to cover a ton of assignments trying to get my hours for my certification, and then my clinicals were moved back until the fall semester. So I will get hands-on skills, just obviously not during this pandemic. So for the online portions of this class, I have to attend a Zoom lecture from 6 to 10, so for 4 hours, take notes, complete assignments, ask questions, work through verbal scenarios. We're making it work for the most part for EMT. And then I have my free time at 10 p.m. because I want to make sure I allot myself free time at least once a day for an X amount of hours. So I allotted myself an hour and a half for free time on Tuesdays because Tuesdays are generally my busier days, and then I go to bed at 11:30 as usual. So that was how I used Notion to create my weekly routine. It's really helpful to just pull this up, see what time it is and which block I fall in and what I should be doing for that day. And it's really easy to do. As you can see, there's these little pop-ups as I move my mouse through this, and so if you click one of these, you can turn this into different settings, and you can just type commands, change the color, and so that's how I was able to create this weekly routine. And again, I created this based off a template from Jana's Studies, just made it my own and added a bunch of things. But having her template to work off of is really helpful, and I'll try to link her channel down below. The biggest challenge with online classes is having the motivation and diligence to do it. One way to overcome this is to create an hourly schedule. If you're a student, then you can download and use Notion for free. It syncs across multiple devices, so I use it on my computer, my phone, and my iPad. Also, Notion is not sponsoring this. I just really love Notion, so you should check it out if you haven't already used Notion before. I also love using Google Calendar because I can create separate calendars for each of my classes. And so with moving to online remote schooling, I've been revisiting my Google Calendar almost hourly to make sure that I'm attending my online lectures and to also move assignments and deadlines around because that was inevitable with moving online. And of course, as you all know, I love to digital plan. I am currently using a planner from my new planner series that I released fairly recently in my Etsy shop. I'll add the link to the planner in the description box below if you're interested, but having my deadlines in multiple places helps me keep it all straight in my head. So this is one of the reasons why I haven't filmed a Plan With Me video before, just because I am a full-time student who also runs her own business and is trying to get EMT certified. My calendars just aren't pretty, and as much as I love creating and using digital stickers, they just aren't practical for me while I'm in school. I do make sure I use a lot of colors, and so when I quickly glance at a page, I know exactly what's due for each class. So when it is time for a new week full of deadlines, I copy the weekly template page over my digital planner and fill in the deadlines from the monthly calendar. While you can do split screen to minimize the swiping back and forth between my planners, I personally find it easiest for me to just swipe. Let's jump into it. So like I said, I'm using one of the new planners from the new planner series, the binder planner series, in the color scheme purple. Purple's my favorite color, so I was really excited when I finally made this planner. So check it out, it'll be in the description box below. But like I said, my calendars aren't really pretty at all. I just write my deadlines and my due dates. I don't really put a bunch of stickers as much as I love creating and using them, just because it clutters it and it's not extremely practical for someone who lives hour by hour doing assignments and has deadlines. And so as you can see, I have things color-coded. I'll go to my monthly calendar and X things out as I complete them. But I have my physics classes in green, I have anatomy in red, EMT in a darker purple color. I have my medicinal chemistry lab in a light pink, like mauve color. And then I have my chem classes and chem labs in orange. So that's exciting. And then I have one of my favorite weekly templates that I've created, Monday through Friday, and then I have a weekend category. At the top, I have due dates and events. In the middle section, I have my priorities, and then at the bottom, I have a task list for myself. And so this is something that I just copy and insert after the other, and then I'll sweep back to my monthly planner to copy in those deadlines. So let's go ahead and plan. Just to show you all the rest of my planner, if you're interested, I have 3 tabs here at the top. I have wellness, personal, and projects. The wellness tab is perhaps the tab I use the most. So I've just copied the wellness template that's available in this planner, and I've been using it. I haven't updated it in a while yet, but I have something for pain and something for fatigue. I don't really have a chronic pain condition, so this is mainly for customers that do, but I do use the fatigue level one, as well as track symptoms and triggers for certain things. I also have a period tracker, as you can see, and also a migraine tracker. And interestingly enough, I've definitely have been getting more migraines since starting remote schooling, which is not fun. So yeah. Then I also have my habit tracker page, which again, I still need to update. But this habit tracker is also a template available in this planner. Still under wellness, I have my hair routine and my hair progress pages because I am starting a new healthier hair routine. My hair, I always thought it was straight, but after switching up my routine, I've realized they've become a lot more wavy. And so just switching up my routine. I've been thinking about creating a channel for beauty and healthcare and fashion, so if you're interested in possibly seeing me on a different channel, go ahead and comment that down below. I'm interested in possibly taking on another channel as well as this one. And so this is my hair routine. It definitely needs to be updated because I've gotten new products since then and don't use all the same ones that are mentioned in this routine. Do you have another page within the personal tab? This is my year at a glance. So I'm actually using this just to make notes of the month. And so in February, I pierced my nose. I just wanted to make a note of that so I know when I can change out my piercing. And also I made a note of when I started my new hair routine. So just making notes of the month, which is pretty exciting. And then I don't have anything under my projects tab. Since I'm pretty new and switching over to this planner from my previous one, I don't have as much in this planner to show. But yeah, that's my planner. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you had fun watching. My Etsy shop is always linked down below, and I would love it if you could support myself and other small businesses during this time. Don't forget to social distance, wash your hands, and stay safe.